Nobody hates you more than the girl who pretends to be your best friend. Okay, this is not something I wanted to believe, and for a long time I, denied this. But unfortunately, with life experience, I have come to accept this reality. So when I was in high school, I was extremely selective about who I allowed into my life, and I basically only had two really good friends, and they were very vetted, and like there was a lot of trust. But for some reason, the people around me were like, made me feel like I was a loser for that. They were like, oh my gosh, like you should have more friends, like you should be, you're such a loser, you only have two friends. And so in my 20s, I tried having lots of friends. I have now gone back to my original solution, which was to only have like a very small handful of friends that I trust and that I know really well. And, both ways, there's a lot of trustworthiness, and like the minute something breaks that trust, like you have to like step away. Because trust me, there's snakes in the grass. Like, especially if you're a girl who like has something going well for her, like a career, or you've done well in whatever ways, like female jealousy is a very real thing, and you have to be extremely selective about who you allow into your life. Like, transparently, the worst decision of my life, like the biggest mistake I ever made, happened because I was in a very vulnerable place and I spoke to the wrong girlfriend, and she just gave me advice that was just so bad. I look back and I want to slap her. I'm like, really? I was vulnerable and I was spiraling, and I was just like, this is like the hardest moment of my life, truly. But like, you told me to do that, and then you made the situation got a million times worse because I listened to her advice. Obviously that girl is not in my life anymore, but like that's how female friends can sabotage you. And most female friendships are strangely like hierarchical. There's competition, there's jealousy, and usually one is like trying to keep the other like down here. I'm not saying don't have female friends at all, but you have to be extremely selective, and you have to like, keep when your spidey senses tingle, you have to be like, okay, my spidey senses are tingling, I'm going to listen to that. And by the way, this applies to cousins, this applies to sisters, this applies to anyone, this applies to your own mother. There's snakes in the grass.